Drew, thanks for the super chat, Andrew. Join the board and love the content. If we ignore recruiting for a second, what are the coaching style and technique differences between Quinn and Harry Hiestand? I'm going to hang up and listen to your answer. You're muted, brother.
You don't just do this. That way, when I edit the thing for the podcast,
Okay.
I don't have to mute out the thing about that. So just do what we were talking about before. But you want to take a shot at this, Vince? Oh, I guess he doesn't want to take a shot at it. To me, the difference in coaching style and technique is, number one, is the first two steps of an offensive line are super important. And when I look at one of the big criticisms I had of Jeff Quinn in recent years, when I evaluated him and what his staff or what he did as a position coach, it was a lot of your first two steps never took you forward, and they never put you in position to strike. And so your first step, and there's really no way I can show it, but your first step was always like kind of up and down, and your second step was kind of up and down, which means there's no trigger, because like you can actually take a step where you pick your foot up and you put it right back down in place, where you're actually triggering power, where you come with your second step is the one that comes with power. Or, your first step, you step with power and you bring your hands. And so there was not a lot of power coming from the steps. They would catch a lot. They didn't strike a lot. Jeff Quinn would teach guys to use their hands in really strange ways. A lot of locking out, and the hand play was really poor, and they didn't take great angles in the run game. I think those are three areas that with Harry Hiestand, the footwork from a power standpoint was significantly better. How they use their hands was significantly better. And that those two things lead to being better finishers in the run game. And I think that's very, very important. I think those things also contribute better to being better in combo blocks, because when you're catching a combo block, it's harder to overtake. It's hard to work up to the second level. And outside of 2020, Notre Dame's offensive line really often struggled getting to the second level. That's something Harry Hiestand's offensive lines were very, very good at. I think the one thing that we saw a little bit better job of from Jeff Quinn for most of his tenure is, I think sometimes Coach Hiestand's lines were a little bit too aggressive, which would cause them to kind of, maybe make some mistakes in pass pro. They're going to have to clean that up a little bit. But I think those are the biggest differences for me. And my